Okay guys, 24 has errors on the answer key and in other videos, so this isn't a new video. Okay, real quick, first we are in tangent of our angle is 10/11. It's between pi and 3 pi halves. So we are dealing here in the third quadrant. We know all are positive, sine is positive, tangent's positive, and cosine is positive. So if we draw in our angle, we know tangent is opposite over adjacent. So we have opposite over adjacent. We know that it's going back 11 down -10. That will come in useful in a minute. And then we have Pythagorean theorem, -10 squared plus -11 squared equals c squared. So c would be square root 221. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to find the half angle. Sine of our half angle equals plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine u over 2. Okay, because we're dealing with a half angle, we can't have our answer, well, let's go ahead and set this up. We need to know cosine u. So cosine u equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay. A lot of people want to know, is it my answer going to be positive or negative? Well, if we were dealing with just our angle u, we would know that sine would be negative because it's in quadrant 3. However, we're finding half of angle u. So what we have to do is take this whole thing and half it. So pi halves is less than u halves, which is less than 3 pi fourths. So my new angle, or my u halves, is going to be between pi halves and 3 pi fourths. And we know in this quadrant sine is positive. So we are dealing with a positive. So sine of u halves equals a positive square root of 1 minus -11 over square root 221 over 2. Okay. So here's where the mistakes start coming in. This is going to be a pain in the bum to simplify. So here we go. So sine of u halves equals square root of 1 plus 11 over square root 221 over 2. I personally like just go ahead and multiply it by 221. That is going to take care of the keep, change, flip common denominator. So sine of u halves equals the square root of the square root 221 plus 11 over 2 square root 221. Okay, we did 1 times square root 221, and then 11 over square root 221 times square root 221 leaves us just with 11, and then same with the bottom. Okay, we cannot have radicals in the denominator, so we're going to times it by 221, square root 221. Okay, and that is going to give us the square root of 221. Square root 221 times square root 221 is 221 plus 11 square root 221 all over 2 times 221. So now I'm going to split this up. I have square root 221 plus 11 square root 221 all over the square root of 442. We are almost there. Again, we still have a radical in the denominator, so we're going to square root 442 top and bottom. Okay, so we have 222 times the square root of 442, so we have the square root 221 times the square root of 442 plus 11, and then we have the square root of 221 times 442. 442 is the same thing as 2 times 221, so technically we have a grouping that comes out. So this is still just the top. We have the square root of 220, that should be a 1. 221 square root 442 plus, if 221 comes out and we times it by 11, we are going to get 2,431 square root 2 all over 442, which looks horrible. And quite honestly, I think that's just our answer. It's just a horrible, sloppy answer. So quite honestly, guys, on 24, if you got the whole, I know which quadrant it is in, I set it up properly, and if you got at least to, let's say this far, or even this far, count it as correct. Don't worry about if you got this correct. It is a mess, and you will not have anything that hard on your test. So, sorry about that. It happened. Anyway, good luck.